Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to your side quest contact. This is part 14 of our Let's Make an Adventure series. We're likely going to finalize and finally put to bed our first scenario regarding one of our contact allies, the Bugbear Ranger known as Frengruza. Now, when we left off, we were just kind of deciding what's going to happen at the end of this scenario. So let's kind of recap where we're at. So I'm kind of starting this section. We call it What's at the End, but how do we get here? So let me take that out. Okay. So first, Frengruza recruits the players to go with her into the woods. While gearing up, they meet this gnome up here. Who's this? Zook Timbers, a gnome druid investigator type person. What was that name? Zook Timbers. Okay. And he's asking them to keep an eye out for his missing sister, Nyx Timbers. Okay, so as they're making their way out, now we'll have some encounters. You can put in some random encounters through this, but we also have some planned scenario encounters. So you can do random encounters as they travel, and we'll get to decide how far off this is, like how much distance this is, and how long it's going to take them to get out there. I really don't think it should be more than a day or so, day and a half to get to where they need to be as they travel. And we had some couple. Let me go back here. Couple encounters that they were going to run into. So mud mephits and swarms of wasps. Okay, so we get the swamps. I'm sorry, the wasps and the mephits. Getting tongue tied there. Swamps, wasps, and mephits. Mud mephits and wasps. So when they get to the end, let's kind of frame all of this here together. So they've made it through. They've reached this point where I'm thinking that they find Nyx Timbers, the gnome's sister, the Snurf sister, and I think she should be like in a cage, not like a cramped small cage, but still she's being held against her will. Um, and let's think about our lieutenant, the lieutenant of our antagonist, this wizard. I'm thinking this wizard sees a magical talent within Nyx Timbers. Now, Nyx isn't a full-fledged spellcaster yet, but there's some magic there. And our lieutenant has two aims with her. A for his master to transform her into a were tiger and to take her on as an apprentice, so she can, because remember our lieutenant is a wizard. So we have good reasons why we have Nyx Timbers out here being held captive in this jungle. And we don't they don't have to be cruel or anything. They could it could be a nice big big cage, and she's well fed and taken care of and protected from the dangers out there in the jungle. But she is in fact being held against her will to be turned into a lycanthrope one day. Now, when our players get there, Frengruza may or may not know what Nyx Timbers is all about. Depends on if the players mention anything to her. But she might recognize the wizard enough to realize that's the one who took my dagger. So we have a couple ways we can set this up. Now I think this is a good opportunity to introduce the lieutenant of the antagonist, but maybe not yet the full antagonist yet. And remember, our lieutenant is a wizard, so I'm thinking those mud mephits that we had earlier. He set that up. He or she set that up as kind of like protection. And once those mud mephits came under attack by the players, then he was alerted that something's coming. So he's not going to be, he or she's not going to be taken by surprise when the players get there. And when the players get there, we're going to find Nick's timbers being held captive. Nick's timbers being held captive by antagonist and the lieutenant. But the antagonist, the were-tiger, isn't here right now. I'm thinking the were-tiger is off hunting, isn't in the scene at the moment. May or may not come, depends. We'll think that through. So Nyx is being held captive by our antagonist. Our players arrive and see this, and I'm also thinking we might have some other empty, maybe a couple other empty cages. No, actually, no, not empty. We might have a couple cages where there are people being held, people that are being held that are missing from the city. So we may find. We'll also we'll also find, let's say, two other people missing that are missing from the city. And we can decide races and genders and all that, for them later. We've just got two other people that are missing from the city, also also being held captive and awaiting transformation. Okay, so we have a good setup here, and to fully get into this, we probably should go ahead and make the antagonists of this of our villain, not villain. I'm sorry, the lieutenant of our antagonist, I should say. And where did I have those notes? Okay, I think they were here. Let's go back to. Oops, close that. Let's go here. I think we're going to DMs. All right, here we are. Okay, yep. All right, human investigator. Okay, wizard, school of divination. So let's make this out. Okay, so let's go to. No, not encounters. Keep clicking the wrong thing. Characters. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and decide. I think we're at a point for gender where we do random. So let's do random. And evens is female. So we have the female wizard. So let's think of a good human female wizard name. Well, we'll come back to that. I'm just going to put human female wizard. Okay. So description. What do we got? She was an investigator. Race. She's a human. Okay. And let's go back to this. Was there anything we needed to pick? Languages? Yeah, I'll fill those. Okay, we got some skills. All right, how about investigation? It seems important. And I'm going to go perception. Maybe we'll get insight later. Okay. So official inquiry. So this person may be, someone kind of official in the city, doing all this stuff on the side, under the cover of a disguise or a masquerade. All right, class. We're going to wizard. And here she's going to be third level. Proficiencies. Let's have. Now let's do insight. And arcana. Spellcasting, tradition. I think we decided on divination here. Okay, divination savant, portent. Okay, let's see. After you finish the long rest, you can roll 2d20s and record the numbers rolled. You can replace any attack roll, saving throw, ability check. That's kind of neat. You can see with one of these foretelling rolls. You have to do it before the roll, and you can replace the roll only once per turn. So you get 2d20s, and then those two numbers, you can decide that's my number for a roll before you roll. That's kind of neat. Yep. Okay. All right. So abilities. What are we gonna do here? Let's do our standard. And I just do standard for NPCs just to keep it simple. You could do abilities however you want to do. All right, so yeah, we got to go high intelligence. And let's do low strength. No, not low strength. Let's do next is con. Next will be wisdom. Next will be dex. Next will be charisma, and then strength. I think these all just kind of go up, yeah, by one for being a human. Okay. And did we? I don't think third level gets a ability bump yet. No. Okay, that's fine. All right, equipment. And this is just the standard stuff. If you want to add more later, oftentimes once they defeat like someone like this, I'll just use like the treasure guide. Just let the characters discover what they find in the DM's guide. I mean the treasure stuff in the DM's guide. All right, so let's give her a dagger. Let's give her a focus. How about a crystal? Sure. Okay. Scholars pack. We go with explorers pack. Spellbook. Common clothes. All right, cool. All right, so we got our equipment. Now let's go check her out and see her and do her spells. Okay, let's add some spells and some cantrips. Let's get this out of here. Okay, so this is a character who will likely be opposed to the players. So the spells I'm picking are hopefully that one she could use against the players or for her antagonist if they're ever together in a clash. So what's her going to be her motif here? So the acid splash. We got to have an attack. Firebolt. Ray of Frost. Told the Dead. True Strike. Let's go Firebolt. And my players are really effective at using Toll the Dead against me, so let's do that. Let's put Toll the Dead in there. And what else can we put in here? We got one more for cantrips. How's about... Yeah, Mage Hand's good. Alright, so how many first level spells do we want in this character's spell book? It has 4 slots for first level. So let's pick 8. I like to for NPCs, however many slots they have, I think they would have at least twice that number in the spell book. So let's take a look. Let's put 8 in here. And again, do this however you would like with your characters in your games. Alright, so Charm Person's good. We're going to throw that in there. Magic Missile, got to have that. Do some auto damage against the players. Maybe Sleep. Sleep might be one of the methods of attack, and the players are kind of low level still, so Sleep might be effective against them. I'm not going to say Alarm because we have the mud methods. They're kind of the early warning system if someone's approaching. Disguise Self, yep, got to have that. That goes with this character. Okay. Fog Cloud would be good for this character. Mage Armor. Right, how many do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 so far. Alright, so let's get 3 more. Thunderwave so for some area stuff. Yeah, let's throw Sleep in there too. And one more. How's about color spray? Let's check that out first. Flashing color springs from your hand. Starting with the creature with the lowest hit points, each creature affected by it is blinded. Okay, that's good. Yeah, let's get that color spray. Maybe we can blind some players if we need to. Okay, so we got first level spells. Now let's get some second level spells. And same kind of rule, we have 2 slots, so let's pick 4 second level spells for her spell book. Kind of same thing. I'm looking. Things to attack the players or help her friend. Invisibility. Yeah, we need that with what she does. Invisibility just goes with sea invisibility. So let's put that in there. She has sea invisibility. Ooh, we could enlarge. Imagine a were-tiger with enlarge cast on it. Let's look at that. Cause a creature cage grow larger or smaller. Enlarge doubles in all dimensions. Weight is multiplied by 8. Size increases, goes up a category. So if it's already large in were-tiger form, now we're up to huge, I think. Yep. Yeah, so that'll be good. Let's do that. So let's have enlarge. We're getting 4 of these. 1, 2, let's get 3. Let's get one more. Misty Step. That's always good, right? They did that really well in the D&D movie. I think it was like Sophina, was that her name? Yeah, she was using Misty Step pretty effectively. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have a spell book. Okay, so now we have to decide our prepared spells. Right? Yeah. How many prepared spells do we get? 6. Okay, so let's start with first. Which of these do we want to have prepared? Magic Missile. Let's go to second. Let's get 2 of these. Misty Step. Invisibility. And let's come back to first and get a couple. That's about yet. Disguise Self. We need that prepared. Charm Person. And let's go get one more second. How about See Invisibility? And if she knows there's a fight coming with her and the were-tiger together, she can take the night before to prepare enlarge reduce. Okay, so I think we got a good character here. Divination Wizard, who's the lieutenant of this were-tiger. All right, so oh, not wrong one. Let's go to manage. Yeah, let's get her a portrait. Get an image of what she looks like. Human female wizard. Like evil red wizard of Thay looking characters. How about that? Yeah, I like that. That's good. We'll go with that. Okay. So that's her character portrait. Oh, and the name. Okay, so now we got to actually come up with a name. So let's go find Player's Handbook. Human. No names. All right. How about since we referenced Sophina earlier from the D&D movie, but we just kind of play off of that. How about we do Selena, and that's all we need, Selena. Okay, so this is our lieutenant of the Were Tiger, Selena. Now, when the players get there, I'm expecting. Oh, let's go back down to our what's at the end. Okay, so I'm expecting Selena to be there. Tending to their prisoners. Were Tiger not there, out hunting. Okay, so we'll have a group of first level characters running into this wizard in this scene after they've dealt with the mud methods, any other randoms you've thrown at them. If the wasp, if you know, and the wasp, remember the wasp, they might still be out there because the players have a chance to discover them and then maybe use them later as like environmental tools and such. So we have just our third level wizard hanging out here. So my thinking is, when the players come, the wizard's prepared. They're not going to catch the wizard by surprise unless they're actively stealthing. Then they'll have to make their rolls and such. But yeah, the wizards, because yeah, they know, he knows, she knows because the mud methods have been battled. So this person, this wizard here, Selena, will battle the players as best she can. Like she's got some good skills. She's got sleep, so she can put some to sleep. She can charm others if possible, and but her goal is to survive. She doesn't want to. She's definitely not a fight to the death character. And even though she's third level, she's still just a wizard. So that's dangerous for her, being surrounded by or a group of players. So she'll battle as best as she can, but she's going to want to get out of there if she gets any hint that that battle is going to turn against her. She can go invisible, she can misty step, she can get out of there, and that would leave the players there with these prisoners to kind of like to rescue, including Nyx Timbers. So Selena, I think I'm spelling stuff wrong. That's all right. Will not fight to death. Will retreat when needed, if needed. And players can then rescue the prisoners. Now, I'm not thinking there's going to be like a large treasure hoard here, right here. Um, there might be a chest with some stuff, and you can determine how much you want to give your players at that point. Um, but she's holding the dagger that Frengruza wants. So even if they rescue the prisoners, including Nyx Timbers, Frengruza is not going to be satisfied. She's going to want to try to pursue. But and the players will have to decide how they want to handle that because she's going to keep scouting, she's going to keep looking because Frengruza is the one who has her dagger, remember, her prized possession. So if the players don't want to go with her, that's fine, but she's going to be invisible now. She's going to have some misty step rounds to misty step while she's invisible. So I think she'll be okay to get away. And if they decide to pursue, we can just kind of throw randoms at we can just throw encounters at them until they're done, until they want to go back to the city because they're not going to find her. But what if she wipes the players? What if she TPKs the players? What happens if players are defeated? That's a touchy situation because then you'll have to decide, are they just dead, or had they been subdued and captured? That's always kind of my go-to is like if they're wiped, all that means they've been all beaten and now they're captured and helpless, no gear, no nothing. Then they have to figure out what they want to do. So that's what'll happen. They'll find them. So if they're all defeated, they'll wake in those cages. with Selena around. Now the Were Tiger's not around yet, but she's going to be happy, right? She's going to be very pleased that, oh, I have these, these probably five if you got four players plus Frengruza with me now, to give to my master, and for that master to decide if they're going to, if he wants to turn them into lycanthropes. And that's what this lieutenant has been doing, like gathering candidates, right? I'm gathering candidates for my master to decide who he wants to turn into a were tiger. And if the players are captured like that, yeah, I mean that they're going to have to figure out how to get out. And then you'll have to kind of be adaptive and, like, what are the players, what are their ideas, what are they going to try to do, and then come up with a way to, roll through that, or roll the dice through that, or role play through that. All right, so we have, yeah, I think we this is our first scenario. Now, in our next episode, we're going to talk about the other two, or one of the other two contact allies, and start working through the same process to come up with a scenario for them. We'll finish those. We'll finish another contact ally scenario, then another contact ally scenario, and then that'll essentially be Act One. And then we could talk, and then after that, we move into Act Two, pushing the story forward, up to encountering and dealing with the main antagonist. All right, excellent. So good stopping point here. Thanks for hanging out. Now tomorrow is our session for Muse of Jijan, and then Tuesday is our session for the Frozen Heart. I'll have both those up as soon as we're done, and as soon as I can get them up. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Take care.